Good morning, Ospreys. You're watching UNF Now on UNF Media, where we bring you all the campus and Jacksonville news you need now. I'm Annalise Delgado.
And I'm Kelsey Weimer. Well, Annalise, I don't know about you, but I'm getting so excited for Thanksgiving break coming up next week.
I know, me too. I just hope I can get all my homework done so I can spend all my time with my family and friends.
Exactly. That's the worst when, you don't get it done the week before, and then instead of relaxing, you got to get some of it done over break when you're trying to relax with family and friends. But I've only got a little bit left, so I'm hoping I can get the rest of it done today and tomorrow before we go home.
Good. Well, like we said, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, which means you've probably seen a lot of commercials featuring succulent turkeys and delicious looking sides. If you live on campus and just can't wait until the 22nd to start feasting, then you're in luck because you're invited to the 15th annual Thanks for Giving program, which provides residents with a Thanksgiving meal in exchange for either $1 or a canned good. This event will take place tonight from 7 to 10 in the Osprey Cove courtyard. The canned goods will be donated to UNF's own Lend a Wing food pantry, and all monetary donations will go to the Red Cross Hurricane Sandy Relief Fund. Residents should get to the crossings early because these home-cooked meals will be on a first-come, first-served basis. And if you don't live on campus, you can still make a difference in a person's life by providing donations as well. And the LGBT Resource Center will be hosting Transgender Tuesday tonight from 7 to 8:30 in Building 51, Room 1101. The screening will feature 8 people who sought assistance from a transgender health clinic and will shed light onto transgender life. This event is free and open to everyone. And did you know that UNF has a percussion ensemble? Well, we do, and they have played at several noteworthy places such as PASIC, the largest percussion event in the world, and as guests at the Jacksonville Symphony Orchestra. If you missed hearing them perform on those stages, don't worry because they'll be performing on a more familiar stage tonight in the Robinson Theater. The Fall Percussion Ensemble, which consists of both classical and jazz majors, will hold their concert at 7:30 tonight in Building 14A. This event is sponsored by UNF Music Flagship Program and is free and open to the public. Now, before we get with Kelsey with Jacksonville News, let's see what the weather will be like today. Here's your UNF Now weather report.
I'm Kelsey Weimer, and here are your Jacksonville stories. A Jacksonville man was arrested in New York this weekend during a trip to help Hurricane Sandy victims. The day after Sandy hit, Robert Doyle drove upstate with an emergency response team to help provide security in areas that lost power. Before his flight home Saturday night, Doyle was detained and arrested at LaGuardia Airport for having a baton. While like items are allowed in checked luggage, TSA bans them from carry-on baggage. Doyle was booked on a misdemeanor weapons charge. Though after explaining his story to the public defender in court Sunday, Doyle's charge will be dropped. In other news, new figures show that the international enrollment at U.S. colleges and universities grew nearly 6% last year. On a national level, there were over 750,000 foreign students on U.S. campuses last year, with China being the top source. According to the Institute of International Education, for the first time in over a dozen years, there have been more foreign undergraduate students than graduate students. The international tuition helps make it possible for public universities hit hard from state funding cuts to continue to offer scholarships and financial aid to domestic students. Altogether, the Department of Commerce calculates that foreign students contribute $22.7 billion to the economy. But while international students bring revenue, there are also other costs, obliging universities to expand on services like international advising. Kiato Wang, a Shanghai native and international student at the University of Michigan, says there are so many bright students in China. If you can just give a few of them a scholarship, they would come and succeed. Well, with Thanksgiving coming up, many Americans are already beginning to stock up for their traditional turkey dinners. But just how much will a turkey cost you these days? Despite the drought earlier in the year that in turn has nearly doubled the cost of producing a pound of turkey meat, Many grocery stores were able to lock in their prices before the drought could hurt costs. However, some retailers that did not hold their prices pre-drought are now seeing the effects. Turkeys at Walmart sell at 98 cents per pound and 59 cents per pound at Publix, while turkeys at Winn-Dixie will match prices. Now let's check in with Matt Ziegler to see what the world of sports is like today. Here is Matt with your UNF Now Sports Report.
With your UNF Now Sports Report, I'm Matt Ziegler. The UNF volleyball team faces off against River City rival JU in the first round of the Atlantic Sun Conference Tournament on Thursday. The fourth-seeded Ospreys are currently riding a 6-game winning streak, all against conference opponents, including an emotional senior day victory over the weekend, while the Dolphins have a modest 3-game winning streak of their own. North Florida defeated Jacksonville in both their games this season, having swept them 3-0 in their last meeting here at UNF Arena. The tournament itself is being held on the campus of Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee, and all matches can be viewed live on asun.tv. Game time is set for 7:30. Go Ospreys! The Los Angeles Lakers have finally hired a new coach, and it's not who you'd expect. Former Phoenix Suns and New York Knicks head coach Mike D'Antoni finalized a 3-year deal yesterday worth $12 million with a team option for a 4th year. While the news came as a relief to Lakers fans concerned with their team's poor start, many speculated as to why future Hall of Fame coach Phil Jackson wasn't chosen for the job. Jackson, an 11-time NBA champion, including 5 with the Lakers, seemed as the most logical choice, yet Lakers management chose D'Antoni, citing his successful offensive system as the biggest reason why. One of Kobe Bryant's favorite players growing up, and having coached point guard Steve Nash to consecutive league MVP awards, D'Antoni is expected to help the Lakers immediately as the team attempts to live up to its high expectations, mainly brought on by their high-profile offseason acquisitions of Nash and former Orlando Magic big man Dwight Howard. The Lakers' next home game is tonight against their Western Conference rivals, the San Antonio Spurs. In their first big test of the season last night, the UNF men's basketball team fell on the road to 17th-ranked Memphis Tigers 81-66. The Ospreys, now 1-1 on the season, held a 20-17 lead with 11 minutes left in the first half before the Tigers closed the period on a 30-5 run, started up by a stretch of 19 straight points to gain control of the contest. Senior Jerron Granberry led North Florida in scoring, finishing with 17 points, including 13 in the second half. Parker Smith added 12 points, and point guard Will Wilson led the Ospreys with a career-best 9 rebounds and also handed out a team-best 5 assists. Speaking of Parker Smith, UNF sports reporter Chrissy Andauer interviewed him after Saturday's game at home.
Here with Parker Smith, number 3, a guard for the Ospreys. You were a little hidden in the first half. What exactly changed during halftime that made you come out exploding in the second half with a total of 19 points?
I was kind of suspended a little bit for the first half. I was in trouble from something that happened earlier in the week, so I knew I wasn't going to get in until later in the game. I just didn't know when. So I knew once I got out there I had to, and it was a close game, so I know I needed to score, so I just went out there and tried to shoot, and they were just falling in.
They were just falling in. Yes, they were. I see you're pretty consistent, actually, now that we're talking about that, with 3-pointers. What exactly do you do to prepare yourself before games?
I shoot a lot of them. I have confidence in my preparation. I'm always shooting or working out in here in the gym before or after practice. That's what I do. So if I'm not making any shots, there's no reason for me to be playing. So right. I got to keep making them.
Dedication definitely at its finest. And how do you feel about being called PS3?
I kind of like it. I actually call my little brother PS3 now too because he wears number 3. But it was something that just started whenever I got here. Actually, the guy at my first school wanted me to change my number to number 3 so he could call me PS3, but I was number 30 at the time. So then when I came here, 30 was taken, so I told him to give me number 3, and then it's just stuck here ever since.
And so now you're known as PS3. And one last thing, how important do you think it was to win this game after Granberry's loss?
I think it was very important, especially for Granberry, just because it's been going through a tough time, and I don't know what it's like to go through that, to lose your dad. So it was a big win for him, and he was pretty hurting and emotional about it. So I mean, we'll always be there. We're a team that's together, and we stress family and stuff. But I'm very glad that we could get the win. If it was a loss, it would just sting that much more bad. So I'm glad he could win on the day that he had to bury his dad.
Right. All right. Thank you, Parker.
Thank you.
I'm Chrissy Andauer with UNF Now. Back to the studio.
North Florida now makes a quick turnaround on their current road swing as the Ospreys play at Savannah State tomorrow night, their second straight opponent that reached the NCAA tournament last season. Be sure to log on to UNFOspreys.com to keep up with the live scoring. Swoop. So do you ladies have any special plans for Thanksgiving? Going anywhere in particular?
I have to work. Yeah, but I think I'm going to go home after and try to hit those Black Friday sales.
Very cool.
I will agree with you on that, Annalise. I'm going home, as you are as well, Matt, and we'll be hitting up the Black Friday sales as well.
Yeah.
What about you?
Probably just going home, but I won't be hitting up the Black Friday sales. But, you know, I'm excited for turkey. So
Good.
make sure you check out our website at unfmedia.com.
And also be sure to like our Facebook page at facebook.com/UNF Media.
Thank you for tuning in and check in with us anytime you need your news now. Have a great day, UNF.